Okay, which one next?
Should we finish the rest of the highs? We'd started talking about number 3.
Sure.
Yeah, let's maybe that one.
Again, this one I had listed as high all the way down the rubric.
Well, they have a nice picture. They have show the direction with the arrows. They haven't labeled their punk there, but they weren't necessarily asked to label it, so the drawing looks good.
I like the way that they use dense, so that they show their understanding of density.
Yeah, I tended to want to put all of the ones that mentioned density at all in the high pile, just because I felt like, even though it wasn't on our rubric.
And I had a question about density, though, simply because when we look at the standards as a topic in and of itself, it doesn't seem to be what this is targeting.
Well, I'm wondering too, with the previous lessons, are students really supposed to be speaking in terms of density with lessons 1 through 4?
Well, I had a tough call here because when I was making up the rubric, I was thinking, well, I'd like to put something about density in. Certainly, you know, my college students, I want them to come in and know all about density driving convection. But then, you know, I look back through the previous lessons, and they really aren't about teaching kids what density is, and they aren't mass over volume lessons. And I think they're sort of building up to it in this curriculum. And so at this point, it seemed to me that what we were really looking for is this connection between hot and cold and rising and sinking. And so that's all I put in the rubric. Now we can decide to change this rubric for next time if we want. But I'd like to hear what you think. And you read some of the background about this stuff. What do you think?
Well, that's what made me wonder about it, too, is because density as a topic is really, we're only concerned about them understanding density in a formal sense, for being able to say that this ratio stays the same no matter the sample size. And they're not looking at a sample size of this, of the air that's going through. They're just talking about their observations. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to, you know, sort of knock them down because they didn't talk about density.
It's enough at this point that they're just talking about the temperature.
Yeah, I think what I looked for is if they talked about density, are they using it correctly? And are they revealing
Well,
some
maybe that's
misunderstanding?
something to add, because it says if they talk about temperature or density as the factor, maybe we just need to say if it's used correctly.
Right.
And that probably, maybe that's part of what's assumed in the rubric.
So I may have been the anomaly here. I ranked this one as medium, but you know, I may just have misunderstood because the kid says, then it fills in the space in the tube. And I was trying to think, what are they meaning by filling in the space? And I was thinking they were thinking about the air filling in the space, like they didn't know that there was air everywhere. But maybe they meant that they're talking about the smoke filling in the
So they use
space.
that when they say then it. You're wondering what it.
Right. But if it is smoke, then I guess that makes more sense.
Would you be all right moving this into the high group?
I think I'd be okay with that, given the rubric that we're working from.
Okay.
I think I'd be okay with
Is that, everyone else had it already as high, right?
Yeah.
Yes.